Hello. Trading has closed on February 23rd, 2023. We always begin with our disclaimer, go over our calls, and then make some predictions. This is my trading plan for Friday, February 24th, 2023. Please remember, it's a plan. I can change it. It's a call. It can be wrong. If you're going to trade based on this, do so at your own risk. Look for a pattern today with the early low, which we got, and tomorrow should also have the early low. We had a price target 4,007.88, and that printed. This is a reminder of what we said. Typically in this pattern, early weakness leads to more weakness, and the inability of the late high to overtake the early high also leads to more weakness. We also have lower MEJT targets, optionally 3977.90. It's about 95% of the time. And also 3976.83. So all that's pretty weak stuff. But there's always a catch. We had an outside day, took out both lows, and just couldn't hold it. And that's actually positive. And the whole negative picture would change if, and that's an if, we move up strongly tomorrow, ideally by gapping up smartly, because tomorrow's open can substitute for today's close, and if we can get the normal bullish pattern of gapping up, or at least trading up higher, fast and strongly, that takes all this negativity away. Early on, MEJT gave an ultimate buy and an ultimate sell. The ultimate sell played out immediately. The ultimate buy was satisfied here, but almost always you get more than the minimum, so almost always you are going to trade past this high. We also had an ultimate buy signal in the afternoon. Now, MEJT thinks this whole move up is wrong. It's a false move, going to retrace. But just remember, we're looking for the end of our wave 2, and at the end of major changes in trend, such as the end of a wave 2, MEJT is almost always going to leave a failed price target behind. So it's hard to rely on this if we gap up. Well, here's the pattern I've been using. I've moved the degree of these waves up. I've changed what was black into purple. I'm pretty certain that's the end of 1. And we could today have the end of 2. Now we have A and we had a B, and if that's the end of C, the fibs just don't work. But there's an alternate way to count this, and if that's the right count, which we don't know yet, the fibs are a thing of beauty. This is the original count. I can count 5 waves down, nothing wrong with it, could be right. It implies we get 3 waves up, and then this box wave C down continues. Nothing wrong with that count. But look what happens if you move B over to here. I can still count this as 5 waves down. And if that's 61.8% for C, A is 100% right on the nose. You don't get better than that. Now, I don't know if that's going to hold or not. But if we start railing here, we at least have to consider the possibility that it is going to hold, that we've completed an ABC, and we're going to be in wave 3 up. This would be wave black 2 here. That we're not going to know until we see how we open. If we open down here, the idea is killed, obviously. Well, tomorrow's pattern has early low. We could still gap up. There are lower targets. If we don't gap up smartly, we'll say they're going to print. In addition to the target, the early weakness in this pattern typically leads to more weakness, and the failure of the pattern to close near its high, if maintained at tomorrow's open, is bearish as well. But the market has refused. It's a but. The market refused to confirm the move to new lows, even though it's an outside day. That should get one's antenna up And the picture would change radically if we rally early, ideally by gapping up smartly. And futures are down slightly as I'm recording this, so we don't know if that's going to happen. If we do that, that would take the timing but not the prices for the targets off the table, and would give credibility to a wave count which has us in wave 3 higher. So right now this is negative, but if we open up here, which hasn't happened yet, if that happens, we have to be prepared to say that wave 2 is over and we're going to be in wave 3 up. It should have a fibrillation ship to this wave 1 and could be exceptionally strong. So, Morales pattern has the early low. There are lower targets. If we don't gap up smartly, it's a negative pattern. But if we do, the picture is turned on its head. It's a pattern with the early low. Doesn't mean you won't gap up, and that's today's call.